Abby here, bringing you guys another video. So today we're going to be reacting to the Eco Lifestyle Expansion Pack trailer. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So I did a video on this thing yesterday, talking about what it might look like as an expansion pack. And then after I did that, I did get some more ideas of what we could expect from this. But now we have the actual trailer, and we can see what this is actually all about. And then I can also talk to you guys about my opinions on The Sims 4, because I have never really expressed them, at least not in a video. I probably have in the comments, but I have not in an actual video, so you guys don't really know my opinions on the overall franchise. So we'll get into those after we watch the trailer. Okay. Oh, I really like that. Okay. The candles. Oh, and they're melting. They're actually being candles. And there's a whole bulletin. Oh, there's like events, I think. It looks like an event or something. Conservation is an event or something like that. A bee? Is that a beehive? Beekeeping? That gun reminds me of something from Mass Effect. No, it reminds me of the portal gun. You know? Yeah, that reminds me of like the portal gun. Or, I don't know. Oh, there's ladders. And solar panels. And windmills. Oh, okay. You know, I wasn't sure what to expect with this trailer, but, I actually like it. I surprisingly actually like it. I wasn't really sure going into it. I mean, I was keeping an open mind, but I actually like this concept. I really like this. Let's go back and break this down, and then we'll talk about my real opinions on this. So first of all, let's take a look at the world. We have waterfalls. To be fair, I haven't bought every single expansion pack or game pack ever, so I don't really know what the other worlds look like. But I'm pretty sure the waterfalls are new. I could see it being an island living thing, but I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, the waterfalls are new for this game. I really like the container lots. I think those are really good. I imagine myself making a trailer park. I totally imagine myself doing that and having these containers to really, I think you can really role play a homeless sim now with these containers, with these container stuff. I don't know if it's a wallpaper or if it's an item or what. It looks like it's probably a wallpaper, and you probably make it look like it's a container, but I don't know. Maybe they're separate objects. Maybe there's going to be like specific rooms for it, or something. I don't know. I like the detail with the construction stuff. And then you can also see over here that there's these like ramps that are made out of this like yellow stuff. I don't know if it's a game, like if I don't know if it's like a build item or if it's just something that we see. I think it's the former probably. It's probably just something you see. I like this these attention to details. Like this person is coughing. Right, because of the air pollution. Like, they're getting sick of this air pollution. And then this guy really does not like all of the mess. And so I think it's going to be very interesting. I think these are all new townies, but I don't know if they're randomly generated or if they're actually NPCs. And then we also see these car models in the game as well, which might just be debug. It also looks like more spray paint stuff, more graffiti. I don't know if that's going to be like its own thing or if I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. And then you have these like infestations. You have all these bugs, which actually is kind of cool, to be honest. Disgusting, but cool. And you have to go dumpster diving, and you get these bag hats. I love these bag hats or bag faces. I don't know what you call them, but like these bag heads. And then you get all these like dumpsters. So I'm wondering if you get to put dumpsters on your lot, and then you can go like like search for them. I think this pack is made for the people that like to role play homeless Sims, because there's a lot of gameplay in here that can really help you do that. And I think that is cool. I like that. And then you get these, so it looks like these are separate things. Like you can build them with like the container stuff, or like I think it's like a different material. So it looks like instead of using the tool that just builds regular walls, you can now use a tool that builds these like this stuff. Like I don't know if this is just simulated to be this way. It's possible that that's just the case where it's just like this isn't like actually real. This is just a wallpaper. But to me, the way that they're building this, it looks like it's actual items. It's not just a wallpaper. But I could be wrong. I mean, maybe okay. Actually, I think it actually is. Yeah, I think it actually is a wallpaper. But I actually like this wood wallpaper in the background. It actually looks kind of cool. And if these are wallpapers, I'm down for it actually, because it's as long as it looks like a container, I think I'm fine. It doesn't have to actually be an object. But we get these things, and these bikes, these motorbikes, I guess. Interesting. Like we already got some bikes with, we got one bike with university, but I actually kind of like it this way as well. You get motorbikes this time. So yeah, we get like mopeds, and we get a gnome. There's a gnome. You've been gnomed. Okay. I think this looks like new decorations. Like you get there's a bottled plant. There's this weird looking light thing. I wonder if this is if you put these on or if it just comes like this. Who knows? I don't know. I could see it being either way. I don't know if this like it acts like a shelf where you can just put stuff on it, or if it's like more like a bookcase where it just is that. Then you get the workbench is not new, I don't think. I forget if it comes with a pack or if it's a base game thing. I think it's a base game thing. But you also get this generator, which is cool. And you get, it looks like you definitely can finally actually use the scavenger stuff that you do. And I think this will really help improve the scavenger skill or whatever it is. When you scavenge for parts, like you can now actually put this into use and have it be more than just some skill that you get. I also really like this duck. I don't know if that's I assume that's coming with this pack. You get this duck with this pack, and then you also get to build a robot? Question mark? I don't know. But I really like this machine as well. I know it looks very similar to some other stuff that they've had in The Sims 4, but honestly, I like it. I think it's okay. One thing is, I think it's fine if they recycle animations and like kind of like paint over other objects, because it means that they can be more efficient and put their time in other places. So, yes, as a consumer, you don't really want a company to reuse resources. However, as someone who has had interest in the gaming industry, like the game making industry, I've learned that sometimes it's better to recycle those resources, because if you have them available, right? If you have them available, because it's going to allow you to focus on something else instead. So rather than making every single resource from scratch, you base it off of things that already exist, and then you just make it a little bit different. As long as the actual feature is different and it provides different gameplay, it's it's fine if the skin to it is a copy. In fact, a lot of games actually do that, and actually did do that, especially in the past. You might not actually realize it, but there's plenty of games that reuse resources in their sequels, in their trilogies, in the even in the same game, they reuse resources a lot for different items, different things. A great example is Mass Effect 1. Every single one of those locations that you go to in Mass Effect is recycled. Every single one. But they change it up a little bit so that it feels different. So you don't really notice that it's the same thing. I mean, you do. You do notice that it's the same thing because it's literally the same building every single time you go to a different planet. But they make it so that it works, though, because in order for that to really work, in order to really pull off a reusing resources thing, you need to be able to implement them, but also implement them with other things that are not necessarily copies of the same thing. And a lot of people will say that there is recycled content in from University, from Tiny Living, from my first pet stuff, whatever, and Tiny Living. And I don't think that's necessarily an issue. Because, again, like, there's just certain things in game making that you do have to make in order to make sacrifices so that you can pump out content faster. There has been, by the way, there has been recycled content in all of the packs. It's not like this is new, okay? It's not like this is a new concept. Okay, there's been recycled items in every single pack in The Sims 4 and in The Sims 3 even. But people are now just noticing it because they want to be salty. Also, I appreciate this right here. She is making candles. I love that they're able to make candles, and I think they look like they are functional. So you're literally making lights. Now, I'm pretty sure there's probably a pre-select of, like, different, like, colors and stuff, so you can choose, like, an actual, like, swatch and everything. But it looks like you get to make candles, and I like that. Like, she's carving, and she's actually making them. Like, you can actually make your furniture. Like, you were able to do that a little bit with, like, the workbench and everything already. Like, you were able to make, I think you were able to, like, make, like, a couch and stuff. But now you can make candles. I like that. Also, I appreciate these items over here. Like, I really like the idea of using recyclables as furniture and making them into furniture. And you can really see the details of where they do that. It's cool. I really like this thing because you get different styled lots. I feel like a lot of the lots in The Sims 4 are just green. They're just green. Even in Oasis Springs, they're just green. And it doesn't feel like it's a different town, a different place, a different city. Like, it just feels like it's just green. Like Newcrest, Oasis, Willow Springs, Windenburg. What are the others? All of the ones that I have, at least, they all look the same in terms of lots. They all look the same. So I appreciate that this is a lot that looks different. Now, I do see some green, like, in the background with that one house. But I like that this lot is not green. And I wonder what exactly affects that. If it has to be, like, the climate, or if you can actually, like, keep it that way. Even if it goes green. That would be cool. I like that. But I also really like that this whole thing. Now, I wonder if it's a community lot. It looks like a community lot. I think it is a community lot. I don't know. So you get this, like, bulletin board thing. I think that we've already had bulletin boards, but we get one that actually stands on its own that you don't have to put on a wall. You also get this, I appreciate this attention to detail with these ticket things. Because those are really popular nowadays. And I just like this. I really like this item. And then it looks like this is some sort of event, kind of like the City Living festivals, where you have all these, like, booths, you get to, like, go to them, and you get to work on a project together. This is the same object, but red. I like how they're showing, like, different, like, swatches. But you also get this stuff. It does kind of look like the stuff from Get to Work a little bit. But again, as long as they do different things, it's fine if they recycle models. And now, also, the other side to this is that there's actually really good stuff for the opposite side. You get all these different plants, and these potted plants, these trees. I don't know how much of this is in build mode, or, like, how much of this, like, I don't know what exactly the details are to this. But it looks cool. And then you have all these, like, solar panels, and you have this birdhouse. I like the birdhouse. I really like the birdhouse. As someone who has a birdhouse, many birdhouses, in my backyard, I really like the birdhouses. And I like this outfit. Can we take a moment and appreciate these outfits? First of all, there's overalls. Second of all, there's this funky dress. Third of all, it looks like a lot, like, it very much screams, like, I don't know, like, eco-styled. I don't know why. It has not, like, that has nothing. I really, really like this. And I think, is that a new beard? I don't know. Maybe that's a base game beard. But I like this. And you get to have this, like, this beekeep critter thing. You get worms. I think you can have bees. Like, it looks like you can have bees. I don't know. I like it. If there's a beekeeping, like, thing going on here, I like it. I like it. I mean, these are worms and stuff, but, you know, same thing. And it looks like a new iPad. This looks like a new iPad or something. Which is good. I like getting new electronics. Oh, we have that green, that trash can. I like that. Yeah, of course they're going to implement some base game stuff as well. There's a satellite. And there's this thing that definitely looks like something from Get to Work. But I like, as long as it does different things, it's fine if they reuse the models, because it's just a thing of game making, of game developing. And you also it looks like that's a new chair. I really like that. I mean, a new computer, I think. I think there's a new computer. and a VR set? Is that a VR set? I don't know. Maybe. That would be cool if there was a VR set. I like her earrings. I think they're base game though. And this thing, I don't know what this is. It reminds me. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of something from Subnautica. It's like something from Subnautica combined with something from Portal, combined with something from, I don't know, Half-Life. And then we get to see it all green. Honestly, I kind of like it when it was dirty. But we get ladders. And I wonder exactly how those work. Like if they extend, if it's like how many ladders are we going to get. But we get ladders. Finally. We also get different windows and doors. And these different structures I like. We also get solar panels and windmills. Like here, let's take a look at this now. We get a bunch of different solar panels, different types of solar panels. We get a lot of these like glass, I think these glass arcs are new. We get these ladders. It looks like it does expand, or it probably works like stairs, similar to stairs, but is in the sense where you're able to shape them and extend them. Like it'll extend on their own. Like if you made this higher up, the stairs would extend. And so I think it's kind of similar. I think the ladders are similar with that. Like they're starting to actually implement ladders. That's cool. And I like this door actually. I usually don't like the doors that they give us in The Sims 4, but I like this one. This one is base game. This tile is base game though. I like these like triangle windows. I think those are cool. I don't know if those are new or what, but I like them. I also like these windmills. You get these windmills. You get all the. I think this stuff is. I'm pretty sure this stuff is all base game. But you get columns. These columns are nice too, and you get overalls. I don't know if overalls are new, but we get overalls in this pack. I like the overalls. And then we get all this like factory scene stuff. This is a factory type world. Now I wonder how much the world actually changes around you. Like if you can just be in a dirty place and just live there. I guess you can. Now this place, I don't know what this is modeled after. This clock tower reminds me of the UK. But some of this like building stuff kind of reminds me of the US. So I don't really know what this is supposed to be. Either way, I think it's cool. And then we get like this pan over for this house. And it's cool. I don't know how much of this is base game and how much of this is the expansion. But I like the solar panels. I'm pretty sure this mailbox is base game. Could be wrong. Just trying to take a look at everything. There's a lot of solar panels, which is I think is cool. I like solar panels. I like the solar panels. I like the windmills. And you get to do like recycling and compost and everything, and that's cool. And I like this townie. I like this townie right here. I think she's new, and I think she's one of like the main new townies. I think these two, are actual NPCs. I don't think they are, like I think they're actually like the goths and the other people, land grabs and everything. I think they are townies, and I like her. I like her a lot. I also really like her outfit. I really like her outfit. I want her outfit. In The Sims 4, I mean. Not in real life. I don't really want it in real life. But I like this. And we're all coming together, and we're making everything green again. Cool. So, let me talk to you guys about this pack. Let me just pause it, like, right here. So you get the Northern Lights. Or maybe... Also, the Northern Lights, so we must be somewhere north. Somewhere north. Because of the Northern Lights. I don't really know. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. Maybe UK? I kind of get, like, British vibes, honestly. Like, with that clock tower and the Northern Lights and some of the other architecture is kind of British, I think. Or at least Scottish. Maybe Scottish. I don't know. Assuming. Anyways. Okay. Sorry. Let me talk to you guys about this pack and also my overall opinions on The Sims 4. I like The Sims 4 a lot more than The Sims 3. I did not like The Sims 3. The Sims 3 to me is a hot mess. Okay? It doesn't work. It is very laggy. It has a lot of empty lots, and I've never actually liked The Sims 3. The Sims 2 is one of my favorite games. One of my favorite installments. But it's so old that I can't really replay it. The Sims 2 was the only game, and is the only game, where I collected every single one of the expansion packs, of the game packs, of the stuff packs, whatever they were. I collected them all. Every single one. And then I didn't play it. And then The Sims 4. The Sims 4 is kind of like The Sims 2. I'm playing it kind of like The Sims 2. Where I'm not buying every single one of the packs. I'm not doing that again. But I am getting a lot of the packs. Well, not even that. I don't get any of the stuff packs anymore because the stuff packs just, I don't care. I don't care about the stuff packs. What I care about are the game packs and the expansion packs. I have almost every single one of the expansion packs except for Island Living. I did not like the concept of Island Living at all. It's not my thing. I don't want to live in Hawaii. And I also just I don't like the supernatural stuff that comes into The Sims. So I don't buy any of that stuff. I don't buy realms of magic. I don't buy vampires. I don't buy mermaids. I don't buy any of that. I do not like the supernaturals in my game. I don't want them to be in my game. If it's the only time where I like supernaturals in the game is when they are in medieval. Sims Medieval, I like. I like Sims Medieval because it actually is fun. It's a fun spin-off of the Sims franchise. But I don't want it in my actual Sims game. When I play Sims, okay, I want it to resemble life, but not be the exact same as life. And I think this is where there's a lot of controversy. Some people want The Sims to be as accurate to real life as possible. Other people want The Sims to be just this fun take on life. There was this parody of of what The Sims 5 trailer might look like. And it was very, very realistic. And a lot of people commented that it looks too real. And they don't like it. And I agree with that. I don't want my Sims game to look like real life. That's, one, really weird. Two, makes it really hard to actually kill them. And three, it's just not something that I want. It's just not something that really makes... When I think of The Sims, I don't think of real life. I think of a parody of real life. And I don't want that parody to be the exact same. I want it to have this fun spin. I like the fact that The Sims 4 does not resemble real life. I like that it's this like cartoony version of real life where it's not like The Sims 3 where it's a creepy level of real but also looks really, really bad. The graphics in The Sims 3 are really, really bad. I do not like the faces. I do not like the models at all. I don't even like the style of the clothing. The clothing looks fake as heck. And it just, I just don't like the Sims 3 style at all. The Sims 4, I think, is much better. I really like the style of the Sims 4. I like the style of the Sims. I like the gameplay, to be honest. I'm not a huge person who likes a lot of interaction with my games. I do want, story progression. To an extent. I mean, I don't want it to be forced, but I do want the option. Most of the times, that option is going to be off. I don't like it when the game changes around me without my say. I want full control over my life. I don't really want random events to screw it up, because if I'm trying to do something and this random event happens that I don't want to happen, it's a little bit frustrating. Now, you could say, well, that makes the game more interactive and everything. It does, but at the same time, I don't really want that. What I do want is more intelligent Sims, because I think that the Sims should be able to function on their own. Bella Goth, my god, should get her kids taken away. She is never home. I steal Bella Goth from Mortimer so many times, it's not even funny. I kid you not, I steal Bella Goth from Mortimer almost every single playthrough that I do. It's just, I really like Bella, and she's really easy to kind of just convince to just leave Mortimer. So I do. So I do kind of like that. But I do feel like the blowout, like if you're having this constant cheating on your partner and you get caught, I feel like the blowout should be much bigger. And so in that regard, I do want it to be bigger and better. But honestly, with how far The Sims 4 has come, I don't think I want that in The Sims 4. I think I want that in The Sims 5. I think The Sims 4 is kind of alright where it is. I like that you can add expansion packs to improve your experience, and I think that for me, Eco Lifestyle looks like to be that pack that I want. I know that there's a lot of people who wanted country living or country lifestyle or whatever, but I think for me, the country stuff would kind of fall under the same category as island living. Not quite there. I actually do like country stuff. The idea of country living. But I want the expansion packs to be something fun that affects the game, but not too much, and is something that I can get myself behind and enjoy. People will say that this should have been a game pack. And I understand their opinions. I understand their thought process, because the reason why they want it to be a game pack is not for the size, but for the concept. They want country living or whatever to be the expansion pack, and they don't want anything else to be in its way. Honestly, I don't think people would have been happy no matter what the expansion pack was. First of all, people weren't even happy about the country living idea. There are several people that did not want country living, that didn't want farms, that didn't want any of this. So, you also have to consider about them. And considering the fact that we've had a lot of content in The Sims 4, free updates and expansions and game packs and stuff packs, I think it's important for EA to listen to the minority, not always the majority. I think the majority has pretty much gotten what they want. The majority has gotten their knitting pack and their laundry pack, and those stuff don't interest me. I don't care about them. I don't want them. And I haven't really gotten them either. I don't know, the knitting one, that kind of interests me, but also not really at the same time. So, like, I feel like the majority of the time, the majority does get what they want. The loud opinions that everyone spouts and yells at them, I feel like they do get what they want. People wanted mermaids. People wanted all this supernatural stuff. And I feel like there's this corner of the Sims community that gets ignored a lot of the times because the majority wants something else. The majority of the Sims community wants story progression, wants in-depth things, wants random actions, wants the Sims 3 basically. They want the Sims 3, but with the Sims 4. And I really don't want the Sims 3 with the Sims 4. I want the Sims 4 to be the Sims 4. I don't want the Sims 4 to be the Sims 3. And I understand there are some concepts that people feel like, well, this kind of like took a step back. I understand that idea. Because you want it to be the Sims 3. You want it to be the Sims 3. And to that I will say, if you want it to be the Sims 3, go play the Sims 3. But don't make the Sims 4 the Sims 3. I think the Sims 4 is doing just fine on its own. I do think that it needs a little bit more depth, and I do agree with the fact that it needs to be a little bit overhauled. But I don't want this to, like, I don't want the Sims 4 to just completely change in gameplay. I like the Sims 4 as it is. I think there's just a few things that need to tweak, and then just leave it be. Just let it be. The only thing that I would really change in the Sims 4 that is, like for the game is honestly the way that the NPCs interact. Because again, the only thing I really want to change in The Sims 4 is the reactions that the Sims give. I want that big blowout for when like you like get caught in bed with someone else. And I want that Sim who captures you to go off and slap you and then cry and then... But I feel like that doesn't really last. I think the problem is the emotion system and the fact that it either is really annoying because it lasts way too long, or it is not good enough because it lasts like 2 seconds and then they're fine. I think that is an area that needs to be improved. However, everything else I love about The Sims 4. I am perfectly fine with how The Sims 4 is. I don't really want them to change the entire Sims 4 and make it a different game. I think The Sims 4 is fine the way it is. And I think there's also a lot of people that think the same thing. They don't really want that story progression. They don't really want all the stuff. And I think what really should happen is that they should stop working on The Sims 4. They should stop working on The Sims 4. Actually, I mean, give it a few more like game packs and stuff packs and everything. But then they should just move on to The Sims 5. And I think they are doing that. I think they are. I think they're just not telling us. First of all, we do know that The Sims 5 is in development. But we don't know exactly what that means. I think that means, and to be fair, okay, The Sims 4 has been out for 6 years now. It was released in 2014. I think it's time to move on. I think the reason The Sims 4 has died out is not because it's a bad game, but because people have been playing the same game for 6 years. And even with all the expansion packs, all the game packs, all the stuff packs, it's not going to make a difference anymore. Because people are done. And I think that Sims 4 as a concept is great. I think that the stuff that people really want in The Sims 4 to make it better should honestly just be put into The Sims 5. I think The Sims 4 is perfectly fine the way it is. I think the stuff that people really want implemented should be in The Sims 5, not The Sims 4. The story progression, the complex personalities, like people are asking for a whole overhaul of The Sims 4. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I want The Sims 4 to stay the same. What I want is to take the concept of The Sims 4 and implement it just a tiny bit better in The Sims 5. I don't want The Sims 5 to be like The Sims 3. I don't want that. I think there should be a happy medium between the two. I don't want an open world for The Sims 5. I'm honestly fine with the loading screens, but I will take the open neighborhoods. I do not want open world. I do not want the entire map to be open world. I think that has been proven to be a really bad system. And it doesn't work. I much prefer waiting for a loading screen to actually be able to talk to people on the lots than to have it be completely empty. I don't want open world at all. So there's like different, like I want story progression, but not really at the same time. Like I really don't want my Sims changing on their own. I really want to be the one to control that, and I think that there needs to be a balanced level to please everybody. And I don't think that The Sims 4 needs anything much more done with it, to be honest. I think, honestly, we should just move on to The Sims 5. Because I feel like either way, people are not going to be happy. Because even if it was country living, okay, let's say that EA did listen, and they gave us country living right away, in like the 2 months that they've been surveying. First of all, okay, let me get this out of the way. The new expansion pack was never going to be country living. You know why? Because we have been in the process of doing polls for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You cannot make an expansion pack in that time. And I think people forget that these things do take time. These are not going to happen in a day. If it happened in a day, if the new expansion pack was actually country living, that would actually be concerning. Because you know why? Because that would mean that EA wasn't listening to you. That would actually mean that that all of the polls that you took, all of the surveys that you had were fake. Because they can never turn around a pack that quickly. So if EA actually used if EA actually made a pack based on the stuff that happened like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, that would actually be really concerning, because that would mean that those surveys were fake. They were just fake. Because they clearly didn't have the time to actually implement the stuff that people wanted. They just gave you a concept and then they fed it to you. But it wouldn't be what you wanted. It would be what they believed that you wanted. This way, they took a concept that was 2 years old. And clearly, yes, it was originally going to be a stuff pack. But clearly, they had a bigger idea and a better idea to make it something bigger. And they realized that it couldn't just be confined into a stuff pack or a game pack. And I think that is right. Because I don't think that this game, this expansion right here, would work as a game pack. Based on what I've been seeing in this actual trailer, not what people are saying and speculating, but in this actual trailer, and based on the description that they've given, I think this makes perfect sense to be an expansion pack. Now, is it necessary? I don't know. I like what I'm seeing. But I don't know. You know why? Because I have no idea what's actually going to be in this expansion pack. I don't have the description, the actual description of what the pack is going to be. And I think that is the key, where people don't actually know what this pack is going to be. They're jumping to conclusions because they don't like the fact that it's not country. And you know what? There are plenty of people that would have complained if it was country. So either way, The Sims loses. Okay? I do want to see country at some point, but not now, because that's way too quick of a turnaround. I think we can expect country living in maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but definitely not this year. It was never going to be this year. And I think people really fed into the Target thing with country living, and I think that's what really did it. I think if it wasn't for the country being teased by Target or by some troll on the internet, technically speaking, then people wouldn't be actually disappointed with this pack. I think people were convinced that it would be country living, and then now that it's not, they don't like it. But here's the thing, not everybody wanted country living. There's a lot of people that did not want country living at all. And, you know, there's always going to be a different opinion in the Sims community, and I think that's good. I don't think you should be speaking for everybody else. You're saying that, oh, nobody wanted this, or like, oh, I didn't want this. Everybody wanted country living. That is not true. Not everybody wanted country living. That is simply false. I think we will get country living. I think we will get some version of country living in the future. I don't think it's going to be this year. I do not think that it's going to be the game pack this year. I think the game pack is going to be something completely different. Something unrelated. And I think that the stuff pack is just going to be knit. The stuff pack is knitting. And then next year, I think there's a higher chance of it actually being country living, the expansion pack being country living, and the game pack being something else, and the stuff pack being something else. But I do not think that it was ever going to be this year. And I don't think it's going to be this year. If it's this year, if it's announced that, you know, country living is being a thing this year and it's going to be a game pack, I'd be shocked. Because I think that turnaround, again, is still too soon. They're working at home, for crying out loud. They don't have the same amount of time and the same, like, work ethics that they did when they were, like, away at their headquarters. Like, it's not the same thing. So it's like, it would be actually really concerning if country living came out this year. It would actually be concerning. I want country living. I just don't want it this year. I think that it's way too soon. And I think it means they would be rushed. And we don't want a rushed pack. We want EA to take their time. They took 2 years to make this pack. And so now they're going to take 2 more years to make country living. And I think it's going to pay off. I do think that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys think about everything going on? And what do you think of this pack? It's okay that if you don't like this pack. It's really okay if you don't like this pack. But what I urge you to do is speak for yourself, not everyone else. Because saying that nobody wanted this pack is simply not true. So I urge you, if you're going to comment down below and give me your opinions, make sure that they are your opinions, not speaking for everybody else. Thank you, and have a nice day. Peace out, guys. It's been a blast.